1736. Big documentary, big charity, documented the closing, and now let's fight to reopen it. And this morning, filmmaker Alexander John Gluscom is here with producer Ben Johnson to talk about this documentary that's, both heroic and gut-wrenching, I would imagine. And where does the idea originate?
Well, we started shooting about 7 years ago, and it was really just because we were curious about the building, trying to figure out what the story was behind this huge, amazingly beautiful, abandoned building.
Surprised that here we are 10 years and it still sits as it did basically 7 years ago?
Yeah, we're really surprised. I mean, all through the film, our benchmark for our timeline was Katrina, so it would be 2 months after Katrina, 1 year after Katrina, and then we were filming the new hospital open, and that's 10 years after Katrina. We had no idea when we started that 10 years after Katrina, charity would still be abandoned, and the new hospital wouldn't be open yet.
So tell me about the documentary itself. As you're talking to nurses and talking to people there about what it was like during the storm, and then as kind of what the decade's been since.
And it kind of follows the pre-Katrina, the history of the hospital, what's going on during the hospital during the storm, and then a lot of the focus in the second half of the film is post-Katrina healthcare in New Orleans and where the hospital stands now and the status of healthcare in the city.
So many amazing stories that came out of many, many hospitals, but big charity in and of itself because like so many people. You would, at one point, like 3 or 4 days after the storm, they still had only half of it evacuated. There were like because people's families were there. They had like 900 people there. So there was a lot of people in charity that many people don't know about.
Yeah, it was kind of known as like this place for people to go to be safe and when hurricanes happen. So a lot of people just went there because they thought they'd be safe there, having no idea what was going to happen.
What were the difficulties of telling the story?
A lot of the difficulties, I would say, were to just get people. It wasn't really difficulty to get people to open up, but to just kind of get people's trust in us to kind of open up the way they did.
Right. I mean, there was, and this happened a lot in the storm, the separation between heroism and death was so close. It was in a hallway. I mean, it was just, on one side, there was just so many amazing things, and the other side, people were dying. I mean, it was a tough story.
Yeah, definitely. I think that what happened in charity really represents the good of what happened following the storm. A lot of people really stepped up, and there was a lot of heroism and a lot of amazing things that happened inside there.
Now, you went to Tulane.
Yes, sir.
And decided to make this your home. You're from the D.C. area to make this your home. And, this is your first full-length documentary?
First film.
Yes.
Yeah, first film.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your thoughts on how it came out and how it best paints the picture for people that will see it, I guess, in Michigan, who don't know when they have a big charity, what's that? When they see it, what's going to be their takeaway?
I think their takeaway is telling the story of an amazing place. Charity has such an incredible history, and it's pretty controversial as to what happened, as to why it closed and how it closed, and what's happened in the last 10 years. And I think we really struggle to tell it in a fair way and let all sides, say what they believe. And there's no right or wrong. There's a lot of different perspectives, and we try to give, each one of those perspectives time in the story to tell their side.
And there were a lot of heroic tales of those nurses and the people who were in that building, I'm sure.
Oh, we have tons of heroic.
You'd have a hard time cutting it out.
It's very
in a
hard.
5-hour movie.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very, very heroic stories. Stories of people's fathers coming down and getting them out the hospital. We're trying to get them out the hospital. We've got just beautiful stories that happened in the days following.
Well, people did a lot of great things during this time. It was a horrific time. And good luck to the film, and hope it does well. It's going to be at the Joy Theater coming up.
Yeah, on August
27th. 2 showings. So good luck to you. Thanks for making New Orleans home.
Thanks
a lot.
All right, gentlemen. Again, you can check it out. Big Charity Joy Theater. It's on Canal Street. Next week, they're hosting screenings. It'll be Thursday, August 27th at 6 o'clock. Get another at 8:30. Tickets start at $15. For more information and to get your tickets, you can call 528-9569 or just log on to our website at wwltv.com and click links on 4.